in a way that we didn't want to consider a really poor goal, give them obviously hope and energy. We lacked some fluidity, especially in wide areas in the first half, even though we created two big chances. We didn't able to capitalize on that. In the second half, we made some changes, some adjustments, and we look much more as a threat, as you said.
Gabriel Jesus, there's so much that's been said about his work rate everywhere he plays. But what do you feel clicks, especially when he's scoring like that?
Well, it's about confidence, and when you haven't scored a goal for almost a year, it's tough, it sticks in your mind and you are thinking about it. And Gabi is someone that wants to do more, he wants to work harder and help the team more in any way. But today got rewarded. The movement, the quality of his touches, the way he finished the actions, is a big thing for him and for the team. It's a big message for the team that we've got Gabi back at his best, and at that level he can really deliver for us. We're really happy. We're in the semi-final. The game started in a way that we certainly didn't want to, with a very simple goal, and then the team had to react, and I think he did in a great way. Showed a lot of character, so much desire to turn things around. And even though in the first half we lacked some threat, we created 2-3 big chances, didn't score, and with a few adjustments in the second half, we got grip of the game again, and we looked a threat.
See the confidence coming back to Gabriel Jesus that second half.
Yeah, I'm so pleased for him. Obviously, it's been a long period for him without goals, and today to score the 3 goals, the 3 type of goals that he scored as well, and many actions that he was involved. He looked really sharp. I think it's a great thing for him. It's a great thing for the team as well, that we can rely on a player of such a quality. So yeah. The same with Kieran, the same with all the players that haven't started many games, and today they had the chance to do so.
Art Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Yesterday you spoke about this competition being something that can bring momentum back. I think the question at the time was talking about the trophy itself, in February, but in this week in particular, that momentum from the second half, can that be something that's really useful going into the weekend and the rest of the Christmas?
Yeah, and especially when you don't win, to win the next one is really important. To win it in a difficult situation, different context, and they play with their starting 11 as well, and they get that momentum going, and we are able to break it, overcome it, and win the game. Really pleased. I think it's very helpful for Saturday.
Kaya?
Just another one on Gabi. How important could he be when he's back sort of fit and firing, full form? How important could he be second half of the season? Could he be a bit of a game changer for you in terms of adding more goals?
Yeah, well, he brings something. He has a quality. He has a way of creating, generating situation that is quite unique. So Gabi at that level, obviously, is a big asset for us.
Jordan? Sorry, we keep 1-8. Thank you, Jordan.
So in terms of the changes you made tonight, do you feel as though you had to make that many changes just to kind of freshen the team up, or was there some more tactical thinking behind it?
Well, I thought it was appropriate and good for the team to make those changes. You are right or wrong in relation to the result, basically, but I think the players deserve, especially some of them that haven't played much, to feel important and everything that they earn with their attitude, their behaviors, the way they train, the way they play when they have chances, to feel that it's worth it. So I'm really happy with that.
Yes, and Andy Mel?
With Gabriel, obviously his injury and struggles have been well documented in the past year. Now he's fit and firing. What level do you think he can now go to? Because obviously in the past year or two, we've seen what he could be on his back.
Yeah, it's now about consistency. So now obviously this is a moment of a spark that's going to be giving so much confidence, not only to him but to the team as well, that we can rely on him to change those games. And now we need to take it and give him more games, give him chances, because when a player is in that moment, it's important to continue to that.
Sometimes.
Saka and Odegaard obviously came on, gave the assist for all the goals. I mean, any concern from you that the team still needs these two guys all the time?
Yeah, well, they are two of our best players, but we rely on the team, and we rely on a lot of individuals, like any other team, to perform, to change games, to help us to impact the team. Certainly, coming from the bench and to have the impact that they have, it's really good to see as well.
James, again.
Hi, Mikel. On Kieran, first of all, can I check, was it cramp or an injury?
Yeah, no, cramp, yeah.
You really seem to get a lot of joy, particularly in the second half, using him almost as a winger, basically. I wonder what that tells you going forward about, what you could do with him, with Ricky.
Well, he's just playing each player in their strengths, and that's something that we have to continue to learn, because they give you a lot of information. They tell you, not sometimes with their words, but with a lot of information where they feel more comfortable, and it's certainly there. It's much better fit for him.
Okay, last couple. PA, Phil?
Just a word on Odegaard. Obviously, you brought him off against Everton. It probably wasn't his best performance, but he came on today and he played a part in all 3 goals. So how pleased were you, the way he came back and
Great, good response. That's what we want from all of that. We have that, elevate the level, and helps to impact the team.
Okay, finally Nick at the back there.
Hi.
That hat-trick and the weight of those goals, does it make your team selection on Saturday quite easy, or does it give you more things to think about?
Let's see. Let's enjoy tonight. I'm going to start to think. It's good that we have players that are knocking the door and are telling the team, I deserve to be there. So, good problem to have.
They will be into tomorrow night's semi-final draw, as will Arsenal, who beat Crystal Palace at the Emirates, and they had to come from a goal down. Jean-Philippe Mateta giving Palace an early lead at the Emirates, 7 for the season for him. But then, it was all about Gabriel Jesus and a hat-trick for him.
Yeah, that first one, that is a beautiful finish. Really nice little dink, confident, and he's he needed some goals and he got them, and he got a hat-trick, and this one debatable whether he was offside, but it's worth noting Saka coming off the bench, Saliba, Odegaard to make sure that Arsenal bolstered that. We can see this again, tight. Had VAR been involved?
Yeah, well, they've got 8 Premier League teams in the quarter-finals, therefore 4 Premier League rounds, but no VAR for the quarter-finals. And this was his hat-trick goal. Probably a good time to score a hat-trick, given all the discussion about Arsenal's goals from open play. And then the final goal of the game came from a former Arsenal player. That is a great header from Eddie Nketiah, Joby.
It was always going to happen, wasn't it, him going back there? But it's a brilliant, leap initially, and then to get the power and generate the direction as well, set up probably again a little bit more of a nervier finish than they were expecting at 3-1 at the time.
As you say, he needed to rely on the big names on his bench. He needed to bring some of those on to get themselves back into it.
Yeah, that's right. And obviously Saka had a key role to play in that assist for Jesus' second goal. So, yeah, I think it was required, and it's exactly what Arsenal needed to get themselves into the hat for the next round.
Let's hear from the man who got the hat-trick, Gabriel Jesus, with Natalie Jedra.
You know what? I'm a type of player who can score goals. I have scored a lot of goals, and then obviously I have this sometimes problem with locking off goals, but obviously I can score goals, So yeah, I can create, I can make assists, I can run, I can help the team defending, I can help runs in behind, So when I score, I think everyone see, but when I don't score, obviously they want they striker or striker to score goals. So I agree with that. So that's why I'm working a lot in training, finishing more, put myself in a good position to finish the action, and that's it. I think today my hard work paid.
That sounds like a pick-me plea, doesn't it, really?
Well, his performance is a pick-me performance, and I think that from Mikel Arteta's point of view would be like, that's what I want as the manager, and I think there's a big question, not over just Gabriel Jesus, because, again, for the quality that he possesses, he's scored nowhere near the amount of goals he should do, but that's not just him at centre-forward, Trossard, Martinelli, and it's about everybody contributing, because at the moment there's far too much reliance on Saka, for sure, and Odegaard to be the ones all the time to make the difference, so really important for him, and the confidence, you could see it flowing back into him already.
It's his first goal at the Emirates for a year. He's got 2 goals in 2024. But then I suppose there's also the argument, well, he will say, I want to play week in, week out and get a good run.
Yeah, and he's definitely put himself in the window for that. And I think when a fit and firing Gabriel Jesus is in the team, Arsenal have got a better chance of winning football matches. And, there's been a lot said lately about Arsenal not scoring from open play, and it's facts, they haven't been. And they need Jesus to be playing on the last line. And what I liked about his performance tonight, Arsenal's performance were more direct. A lot of the time Arsenal want to build, and they almost deny the opportunity to score the goal because they want to build too much around the box and sort of manipulate the opponent a bit too much at times, if we're being really critical. But I think when they're direct and they fizz the ball into the areas that they've got players that can make things happen, that's when Arsenal are at their best.
Yeah, listen, I think certainly he gives them a different dynamic to Havertz, something that we've spoken about when he plays on that last shoulder, and he offers that run in behind to maybe just break up. We know teams are going to come and sit in and make it difficult. I just think sometimes with Havertz, it's a little bit easy for defences to deal with, and having that little threat in behind can just create a bit of space for others as well.
Welcome back to sports writer and broadcaster Henry Winter and the Daily Mail's chief feature writer Riyadh Al Samurai. Let's talk about Arsenal. Go to the back page of The Sun. Riyadh, I'll come to you for Jordan Davis's piece here. Baby Jesus, or Jesus, a good time of year for hat-trick hero. He scored again. Jesus, who revealed this week his partner is expecting, celebrates his opening goal. Scored a hat-trick, Riyadh, but am I wrong in thinking the story isn't the fact that Jesus scored a hat-trick, it's the fact that it took Odegaard and Saka coming off the bench to set him up, that again Arsenal's backup team didn't look that great?
Yeah, Arteta sent for the cavalry. I mean, he made 8 changes for the team. I was a little surprised by that. I think, I wouldn't dream of saying Arteta's under any kind of pressure. He's having a very strong season, had a very strong season last year, but they do have that imperative of winning a trophy, and this is a quarter final. Did they take Palace lightly? Maybe. But that first half was very poor. They've gone behind to an early goal. But again, I think things change when Odegaard comes off the pitch. He is a magnificent player. I would say outside of Rodri, I think he's the best player in the Premier League. Well, maybe Salah. He's decent too. But look, we're talking about a transformation. Jesus, look, it's not before time, is it? The guy's not scored in the Premier League this season. I think, it flashed up when he scored his first. It was actually his first at the Emirates of the year as well. So, look, it's been a good night for him. But I think if you're Arteta looking at perhaps the underbelly of that squad, there's still going to be a little bit of concern. Of course, they did let Palace back in towards the end there as well, but ultimately it's a cup game, and a cup game is just about getting through, and they've won.
And it is Gabriel Jesus, Henry, dominating the back pages. Gift of the Gab, back page of the Mail. Stunning Jesus hat-trick. His perfect present for Arteta, Ihsan Khan at the Emirates Stadium for the Mail. Henry, could he be a significant player this season, Gabriel Jesus, if he finds that confidence? Arteta was talking about that post-match.
Well, you could see the confidence just coursing through him after he scored a very good first goal, and then the second two were terrific instinctive finishes. I mean, it was interesting, all these ties were played without VAR, and certainly one of his goals might have been chalked off. But yeah, I mean, as Riyadh was saying, Odegaard's delivery, Saliba coming in to sort of bolster the defence as well at half-time. But yeah, absolutely, because, everyone's been saying this for a long time about Arsenal. They need a finisher. They need a centre-forward. Kai Havertz can do it. Does he always do it against the biggest teams? I know the Champions League final with Chelsea, but with Arsenal, they haven't got a serial finisher, an Ian Wright type character. Gabriel Jesus, does a lot of his work coming in off the left. But if he is going to go on a run now and get 20 goals for the rest of the season, that is just going to be so important, not simply for the League Cup where he's been getting his goals, but also in the Premier League.
It feels like Arteta could do. It's a difficult picture for Southampton. We'll see how they get on. They've got Fulham and West Ham in the next week in the Premier League. Let's talk rugby. Latest Rugby Football Union accounts, of course, some controversy met by uproar in and outside of Twickenham. Reports showing an operating loss of nearly £40 million. This set against the fact that Chief Executive Bill Sweeney pocketed £1.1 million after scooping a bonus of £358,000. The club's vote could oust RFU duo Tommy Lube and Bill Sweeney. Riyadh, I've only got about 30, 40 seconds. How ugly and complicated is this picture now?
I think it's extraordinary. I think they're saying this kind of vote of no confidence. It's the first time something like this has been triggered in living memory. And as you say there, we're talking about a time when they've posted record losses, they've made redundancies, but Bill Sweeney's sort of contrived to effectively pay himself a bonus of more than £350,000. It's absolutely remarkable. This is being driven by the referees. I think one of the sources in Will Kelleher's piece is also pointing out, these aren't, these are the most balanced people in the game, and it's driven by the clubs and the grassroots. It's remarkable.
We'll keep our eye across it. Riath and Henry, thank you very much for your company tonight on Back Pages tonight. Hope to see you again very soon.
Casi a producto nuevo por semana, producto bonito que, por supuesto, pues siempre invitamos a la gente a que consuma. Si queréis encontrarlo en kingslake.pro, pues ahí tenéis las nuevas chaquetas training y también esas camisetas especiales con detalles dorados que llevan todos los equipos.
Oye, ustedes tendrán más memoria que yo, pero ¿cuánto quedaron la última vez que se enfrentaron ellos?
3-4 ganó 1K.
3-4.
En el histórico de estos dos equipos, el que gane desempata, porque han ganado 2. El X-Buyer Team ha ganado 2. 1.
Beger se lleva el rebote. Beger para marcar. Beger. El rechazo de Arnaldo.
¡Vamos! ¡Vamos!
¡Gol!
¡Vamos, Pablo! ¡Qué suerte!
Mascarra en el Cooper Arena. ¡Gol de Pablo Beger! Toro físicamente.
¡No será capaz, no! ¡No será capaz! ¡Qué cabrón! ¡Qué cabrón!
A ver
si
salen
sacan
dos.
más de 3, se quedan sin trabajo. Mira, muy
¡Hombre!
bien.
No,
¿Cómo
bien.
valoran el trabajo? Bien.
Ahí está ese ataque por parte del X-Buyer Team. El toque dentro de Beger. Puede marcar Carbó. ¡Gol! Pablo Beger. Beger que quiere poner el centro por delante. Finalmente lo pone por detrás del defensor. Carbó la pisa. Carbó.
¡No jodas!
competición!
¡Por algo es el Corona de Oro! China la juega atrás, no se decidió a tirar. Granero busca su perfil, Granero.
Golazo.
¡Gol! ¡De 1K! Marca Granero. Y sí, otra vez lo ha vuelto a hacer. Buller, mira, no,
Gol doble. Gol doble, claro, porque tiene sanción. Ah, claro, vale, vale.
Sanción, efectivamente. Grande. Claro que sí. Bueno, sinceridad ante todo. Ahí está. Juanma el toque. ¡Gol!
Vale.
¡Velilla! ¡Gol! Balón que lleva ahí Pluvins el disparo. ¡Gol!
Vale.
¡Gol!
Me gusta.
Está haciendo un buen trabajo defensivo, ojo.
¡Granero!
¡Qué golazo!
¡Chicharro de Mar Granero! ¡Qué barbaridad! El recorte de zurda y el disparo con la derecha. Que la metió en la escuadra. Ojo ahora que ataca el X-Buyer Team. ¡Gol!
¡Al Carrazzo! ¡Vamos!
¡Del X-Buyer Team! Va a pegar Fuad en la falta.
¡Santa madre de Dios!
Vamos a ver ahí esa pelota dentro del área para Juanma, que lo puede matar. ¡Gol!
2 de Juanma.
Sí, no podía ser otro que Roger Carbó. No sé si te imaginabas que tu vuelta iba a ser de esta manera.
Pues la verdad que no, o sea, ha sido la vuelta ideal. Hat-trick, partido de octavos y mañana jugamos cuartos, o sea, ha sido ideal. Aunque el trabajo no, o sea, me lo llevo yo, pero el trabajo es de todos. Hemos trabajado mucho y al final los resultados se han visto reflejados en el campo, así que muy contento.
Parecía o puede parecer que sois el rival más débil por todas las bajas, pero en los pasillos se comenta que nadie quiere enfrentarse a vosotros.
Bueno, a ver, yo escuché una persona que dijo de Gigantes que quería enfrentarse a nosotros, así que mañana a las 9 no te preocupes, que estaremos aquí con muchas ganas, y más después de esas declaraciones. ¿Sabes por quién voy?
Yo no lo sé quién es.
No lo voy a decir, esta persona lo sabe.
Bueno, pues enhorabuena.
Muchas gracias.